Someone has been the victim of a serious crime, something like a sexual assault. Now, they're coming forward to talk to the police in detail about the most difficult thing they've ever been through. Not only is this already going to be challenging, but it's only amplified by the fact that it has to happen over Zoom. Is it still possible to have a meaningful conversation about such a serious topic in a virtual context? This has been something that has taken place regularly across the world since March of 2020. Police officers have been interviewing victims and witnesses on online platforms, just like Zoom and Google Meets. These interviews are often the only source of information that the police can rely on to further their criminal investigations. They are extremely important, but they're often challenging for everyone involved. And that's where rapport building comes in. Rapport building involves making efforts to build a working relationship with the person being interviewed by doing things like personalizing the interview, presenting an approachable demeanor, and engaging in and demonstrating active listening. What happens, however, when many of these behaviors that would typically help build rapport are no longer possible when you're sitting from across a screen? No handshakes, no direct eye contact, no leaning forward, no offering a glass of water, no control over the environment's safety. Officers are taught to avoid interrupting the victim's account, but what happens when the connection is unstable? In my master's research, we sought to examine this. We showed 94 student participants a sexual education video to replicate a difficult to discuss topic. Essentially, asking students to tell us everything that they could remember about this video meant that they had to describe male and female genitalia, as well as sexual intercourse, to a stranger over Zoom. I can tell you that most of our participants agreed that it was awkward to talk about. We conducted two types of interviews for this study. One, based on a rapport building approach, where we smiled, nodded as they spoke, asked them about them, but also told them a little bit about ourselves. For the second type of interview, based on a no rapport building approach, we were more indifferent, officious, straightforward. We found that participants spoke more words and thus showed a greater willingness to talk about an awkward topic in those interviews where we built rapport. They also provided us with more accurate information and more overall information in those interviews. Police have to continue having these difficult conversations every single day online, and our research suggests that it is possible for them to both have meaningful and effective conversations under the following condition: that they still make efforts to build rapport with the victims and witnesses that they speak to, despite the challenges imposed by the virtual format. In an applied context where every single piece of information matters and where the victims and witnesses account is often all that the police have, this can directly translate to justice for victims and their loved ones. Thank you.